You're tuned in to the Holy Shhh Podcas, AEW Dynamite post show for August 21st, 2024. The go-home show for what I am calling already the greatest pay-per-view of 2024, All In at Wembley Stadium. Put money on it. It's your boy ABE from DET, and without further ado, let's get into this show. The show started off with Mercedes Moné and Dr. Britt Baker officially signing their contract for their match at All In for the TBS Championship. Insults were thrown left and right, but the best one to me was from Britt Baker when she told Mercedes, "Where you're from, you're one of four. Where I'm from, the doctor is one of one." Shout out to the Four Horsewomen reference. I don't know if y'all believe the hype, but there's a chance Becky Lynch could be showing up at All In. You didn't hear from me. I'm just stating what the internet is saying, the speculation. If you've seen the documentary on WWE, it looked like she's over there. I can't see her being over completely at wrestling, so where else but to show up than Wembley Stadium, 80,000 people. Becky, if you're listening to me, make it happen. Bring Seth with you too. We'd love him at AEW. But Britt Baker then goes on to say she promised not to hit Mercedes, but not this bitch, and hits Camille with the microphone, knocking her on Mercedes Moné as she's sitting in a chair. Then Britt Baker does a crossbody splash over the table, squishing Mercedes Moné and Camille. They fall out the ring, and Britt Baker holds up that TBS Championship. I'm telling you, WWE, I get it. They're the best. But when it comes to women wrestling, nobody does it better than AEW. This feud, plus the Toni Storm, Mariah May feud, you can even throw in Willow and Statlander. They are showing you how women's professional wrestling is supposed to be done. This match will be a barn burner. I'm not going to say it's going to be the best match of the night because that's coming up soon, but it will for sure add to what is already going to be an incredible pay-per-view. Next up, we got Jericho. He defeats the Dynamite Kid's nephew, and afterwards, Jericho calls out Hook, tells him, "Get out here, you bastard." How is Hook a bastard when he has a father and his father is ringside? Jericho is a priceless national treasure. I will never get enough of him, and like I always say, he is on my Mount Rushmore of professional wrestler for things just like this. The guy is amazing in the ring, out the ring. He just continues to do it. And that insult brings Hook to the ring, and he falls for the bait. Hook, line, no pun intended, but hook, line, and sinker. He gets to the ring, confronts Jericho, and of course, Big Bill lays him out and hits him with one of the most devastating choke slams that I've seen in a while. You got to give credit to AEW. Big Bill, when he came in, everybody was chanting Enzo, and we want Enzo, all this other shit. Jericho and AEW have built up Big Bill to be a credible big guy in this industry. So shout out to them. I love what Big Bill is doing now. And the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, week after week, I tell you how much he's entertaining me. The whole learning tree has grown on me. Shout out Chris Jericho. I did not think it would work. I did not think the feud with Hook and him would work. But I am looking forward to this match at Wembley Stadium for the FTW Championship. But I talked earlier about the match of the night. What I think could quite possibly steal it is Toni Storm and Mariah May. But before we get into that, Toni Storm defeats Saraya in one hell of a technical match. Once again, Triple H, if you are taking notes, this is how women's wrestling should be displayed. Point blank, period. Anyway, after the match, you knew Mariah May was going to come out. She strikes Toni Storm in the head with the same high heel that she left her leaking in a pool of her own blood weeks ago. She holds her like a little sweet little baby, gives her a kiss, just oh so menacing, letting her know that this weekend you are going to die. I'm afraid for this match, man. These ladies go at it. You can see by this match with Saraya, Toni Storm knows what she's doing in that square circle. They're going to give it their all to put on one hell of a match to tell the final chapter in this incredible story that they've been telling for like a year now. I cannot wait. Blood will be shed. Hearts will be broken. And if you forced me to make my decision right now, I'm going to say there will probably be a new Women's World Champion in Mariah May. I'm telling you, this has been, male or female, to me, in my personal opinion, feud of the year so far. If I'm wrong and this doesn't play out this weekend like it's supposed to, it doesn't matter. We've been giving great television week after week after week, but they got to finish it off right. I got faith in Tony Khan. I got faith in Mariah May. I got faith in Toni Storm. This will be a hell of a match and a for sure match of the night contender when it's all said and done. Next up, let me just say this real quick. Next up, what Will Ospreay and MJF did in their segment was let the whole world know we are the future of this company and the entire industry of professional wrestling. We all need to just shut up and sit back and enjoy this damn ride, because Wembley won't be the end of this. They are in their youth. Neither one of them has hit their prime yet, I don't think. And for them to both be so great, this is going to be one of them feuds that we talk about when it's all said and done. I'm talking Flair versus Dusty Rhodes. I'm talking Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. I'm talking Triple H versus The Rock. I'm talking any other great feud that you want to mention when it's all said and done. Ospreay and MJF will be mentioned in that light. Put money on it. But anyway, all sorts of insults were tossed around. But of course, MJF pushed the right buttons, which led Ospreay to ask Tony Schiavone, hey, is Tony Khan in your headset? Ask him, how much is the fine if I hit this wank? Tony Khan responds, 120K. Ospreay thinks about it for a second and says, it's well worth it. All hell breaks loose. It takes every security guard in the building to break them up. But somehow MJF catches him with that diamond ring, lays him linking, hit him with a spine buster suplex, and it looks like he was going for the Tiger Driver 91, but the officials grabbed him, broke it up. But I'm telling you, this is not a story that's going to end this weekend like Toni Storm and Mariah May. This is the beginning of one of the greatest feuds that we will all witness in professional wrestling history. MJF is the future. Will Ospreay is the future. And we should all be thankful for living in the now with them two going at it this weekend at Wembley Stadium for the American Championship. I cannot wait. Next up, Hangman Page is backstage, and he's telling Renee that he just left Tony Khan's office and that he is now in the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal match, and he will be going on to win it. And he says anybody in his way will be absolutely destroyed. Evil Uno, his old running mate, is walking by, and he says, Evil Uno, do you know anybody who's in this match? Evil Uno responds, yes, I will be. Hangman Page gets that sick and sadistic look that he's been having for weeks. He goes behind Evil Uno as he's talking to Renee, grabs a steel chair, and lays him clean the hell out. Looking in the camera and saying, I will win this gauntlet match and take all of your joy. We know who he's talking about. He's talking about his arch enemy, Swerve Strickland, the man who he should be facing this weekend for the world title. But we all know Daniel Bryan's hurt. He's going out with a bang. Tony Khan is giving him this gift. I'm telling you, I love Bryan Danielson, I love him. One of the greatest of all time. But if you've been watching AEW, you know Hangman and Swerve is the feud. They should have been fighting for the world title, not Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry. Sorry I got to be the one to say it. I know y'all love Danielson. I know he's the yes. He's the yes man, but that's in WWE. We are in AEW. And the feud to make was Hangman versus Swerve. Now, we're going to get it later down the line, and I'm not mad at it. I wish Bryan Danielson nothing but the best. But Hangman wants a piece of Swerve. And Tony Khan, please, give that man what he wants. Next up, we got Okada and Claudio. They put on one hell of a match. I've been getting crap from people talking about, AEW don't know how to use Okada. He is a champion in the best heel faction in the company. Do you even watch the show? Okada may not be who he used to be in New Japan, but he's in a new company. You just can't come in and just shoot your way to the top. You gotta work your way up. And that is what Okada is gonna do. Believe it, just give it time. Let the man, Tony Khan, cook. But this was an incredible match. Claudio might be one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. That man can go. This was 20 minutes of pure, excellent wrestling, but 20 minutes it did go, and that is the time limit. It was a draw. The crowd, who was absolutely on fire all night, they're chanting 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. That brings out the Young Bucks and Jack Perry to the ring. It looks like they're gonna give the fans what they want, but of course they're heels. They're just tugging at your heartstrings, and that's exactly what they did. They said, hell no. They are professionals, and they abide by the rules. The rules said Okada was signed up for a 20-minute match, and that's what he gave you idiots, and that's all you get. Now get the hell out of the ring, because we got a match. And they did have a match, because next up, it was FTR and Darby Allin who defeated the Young Bucks and Jack Perry in a 6-man tag match. And afterwards, the Acclaim come out and warn the Young Bucks and FTR that they will walk out Wembley Stadium as the next AEW Tag Team Champions. Now, a lot of people, they're discrediting the tag team division right now in AEW because the Young Bucks, they haven't been defending a lot. But when you look across at the WWE side, you see one tag team champions. They are the Bloodline, Tama Tonga and wow, I don't forget his name. He's one of the greatest wrestlers they have right now. Jacob Fatu. That's a makeshift tag team that you have over there. They just put those guys together just for the hell of it seems like. And then on the other side, you get Finn Balor and JD. They just put those two together just because they're in a group. That's not a real tag team. The top 3 tag teams in all the business right now are fighting each other at All In. And I'm talking about the Acclaim, guys who have been together for years. FTR, guys that have been together for years. And the Young Buck, guys who've been together their whole goddamn lives. Have we forgotten the true meaning of tag team wrestling? WWE doesn't have it. AEW does. Don't argue with me. Argue with your mama. This is going to be a hell of a match. The winner, no matter who it is, FTR, the Acclaim, or the Young Bucks, they will be the best tag team in all of professional wrestling. Period. Don't want to hear no more arguments about that, all right? Finally, it wasn't a main event, but it was the main event spot. Swerve is in the ring with Nigel and warns Danielson that he will end him. And if he gets the itch to come back in Mexico, he'll be in the streets waiting for him. If he gets the itch to come back at a bingo hall, he'll be in the crowd waiting for him. And if he gets the itch to come back in his own house with Bree, Birdie, and his other kid, he'll be right there in his house waiting on him. Of course, when you talk about family, that brought out Danielson pissed off. He storms to the ring, hits Swerve with the flying knee, and goes on a bit of a tirade. He kind of turns it up. This might be in the fourth quarter, a little too late to have people believing in you. But he did say that he has something left in the tank, and he will show everybody who's been the best goddamn wrestler on the planet the past 20 years, Bryan fucking Danielson. Yes, he did cuss. Yes, he did go all out. And yes, he did sorta, kinda, just a little bit, make me believe that he might have a chance to win this. But then the alcohol I was drinking during the show washed off, and I said, hell no, because we all know whose house? Swerve's house. You better believe he will retain. He's got a hot feud for him waiting afterwards with Hangman Page. This is a nice going out party. It's a farewell to Bryan Danielson. You get the main event, 80,000 people in this arena. Sir, round of applause to you. You've been a hell of a wrestler, a hell of an asset to AEW. Wherever you head, farewell. But I do not see Bryan Danielson defeating a red-hot wrestler of the year, Swerve Strickland. WWE completely dropped the ball on Swerve. When you look at him, his presence, he's gained weight, he's cut up, he's got a manager, he's got a dance, he's got features now with top hip-hop artists like West Side Gun and what's his name? I forget his name, can't even think about it. Trillburger, what is his name? Bun B. Yes, Bun B. Swerve is on fire. Between him and Cody, whatever happens from here till December will mark who will be Wrestler of the Year. And if I had to put my money on it right now, it will be Swerve Strickland. On a scale of 1 to 10 though, tonight, this is a solid 10. I know he's like, oh, he's an AEW mark. He's just always giving 10s. Watch the old episodes. They have not been getting 10s. The past few weeks have been in the 9s because they've been building up to All In. But this is a solid 10. Every match was developed. Every story was told. And they got me on the edge of my seat, ready to see this pay-per-view this weekend. All In on pay-per-view. This is no PLE. This is an old school pay-per-view. And I cannot wait. Ladies and gentlemen, All In guaranteed will be the card of the year. Put money on it. But until next time, when we all see us, tomorrow you'll probably see Big Tay for Talking Shh of the Week. Friday, you will see the whole crew for SmackDown post show. But until then, y'all know who it is. It's your boy, ABE. And you're tuned in to the Holy Shhh Podcast.